Hello, and welcome to Unexplained Possibilities in case you missed it for January 2020. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope the start of 2020 has been treating you all good. It's been a slow start for us here at Unexplained, but I'm sure things will speed up soon. Anyway, I'm Melvin the Crimson Taurus, and let's jump into this month's In Case You Missed It. Most people in the USA are familiar with Trump's proclamation on a border wall that will help curb illegal immigration. While majority of experts agree such a wall would be and is pointless, part of the alleged impenetrable wall has been crippled by Mother Nature herself. Mind you, the wall is still under construction. Wind has toppled part of the wall, which was a replacement for an already old infrastructure. There are also reports that the wall will be vulnerable to flash floods and needs large storm gates to be left open for months. Let that sink in for a bit. So, true to form, it was tax money well spent by our lovely semi-competent government. Moving on from fences to the underground. The longest ever Mexico-US drug smuggling tunnel has been found. The tunnel goes from Tijuana, Mexico to San Diego, California. Found in the tunnel was a railcard system, forced air ventilation, high voltage electrical cables and panels, a lift at the entrance, and a drainage system. The tunnel extends 4,309 feet. The tunnel is about 70 feet underground and 5.5 feet tall and 2 feet wide. That's quite the snug tunnel. The previous longest tunnel discovered was 1,000 feet shorter and also found in the San Diego area way back in 2014. It's believed that this tunnel was used for drug smuggling as well as people smuggling. As of now, there have been no arrests. I'm sure many of you have heard stories of phantom cars appearing and then vanishing like they were never there. Very rarely are these things caught on camera, but this might be one of those rare times where such a thing was caught. This incident occurred on the SR1 Coastal Highway south of Graywell Cove on December 30th at 10:38 a.m. Police were called and a major search and rescue operation which covered several days and involved multiple departments took place. The car and its occupants were never found. So, is this a fake video? Or perhaps real evidence of a phantom car? It comes as no surprise that people love coffee, and it seems that the odder the process of refining the coffee bean, the better and more expensive the coffee becomes. This is where bat spit coffee comes into play. In central Madagascar, the Itasi province grows a rare coffee loved by bats and humans. However, humans tend to want it even more after the bats have eaten on it. Consumers say the bat spit gives the coffee bean a uniquely smooth flavor, so much so people are willing to pay top dollar for it. $110 a pound to be exact. Madagascar isn't unknown to the coffee world. They mostly would produce a cheap coffee bean used for instant coffee. The bat spit coffee is thrusting them into the premium world of coffee. Consumers all say that with other coffee you forget the taste in 2 minutes, but because of the bat spit and it mixing with the air, the smooth flavor lasts much longer, isn't acidic, and is extremely good. Now, I'm not a coffee drinker, but Neima is. So, who knows? Maybe we can talk Neima into getting some bat spit coffee and reviewing it. I have a feeling the $110 price tag might put her off, though. So, This is more of a public service announcement than anything. This crazy looking dude is 26-year-old Michael Felton. Very much like those Snickers commercials, when Michael gets hungry, he turns into someone else. In this case, he must have turned into a grumpy Babe Ruth or another similar baseball player because he took a baseball bat to the head of an unidentified woman. This happened all because he was hungry and she happened to have a cheeseburger. He told her to go get him one and she refused. That's when the hunger took over Michael and he became a grand slam slugger and clocked the woman upside the head. The woman was taken to the hospital and is okay, and Michael was arrested, but he's not going to stay in jail for long. So if you see this man approaching you and he has a hungry, wild look in his eyes, stay away from him. And if need be, toss a cheeseburger or two in his direction and then get the heck out of there. You have been warned. Perhaps you know the saying, never judge a book by its cover. Well, the same can be said about not judging a flat by its outside. One could say that Ron Giddens, the owner of the flat who has since passed away, was a bit of a loner and eccentric, especially over his love for ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome. That love inspired him to do something quite breathtaking. Something Ron's sister, Pat Williams, didn't find out until she stepped foot in the flat for the first time in years. As you can see, Ron was incredibly gifted and turned his flat into a miniature art museum. This really is a don't judge a book by its cover situation. Pat has said that when Ron was young, he used to get into trouble at school for attention seeking and being what was thought to be mischievous and a little bit naughty. But, she continues, I think he was just bored a lot of the time. Today, he would be diagnosed on the autism spectrum and treated with much more acceptance. Pat says Ron, who died a month shy of his 80th birthday, always displayed unusual behavior but became more eccentric in his later years, turning up to Pat's 80th birthday in a thick coat, wellies, a wig, and a hat. Ron would say he was wearing this in case his head got cold. After his death, a local family who were fond of Ron told Pat that they used to shout Ron alert if they spotted him through the window before rushing to see what costume he was wearing. Instead of laying flowers on his coffin, Pat placed 2 of Ron's hats and a wig in a gesture she believes he would have enjoyed. And that concludes In Case You Missed It for January 2020. I hope you all enjoyed and stay tuned as we have a big month ahead in February, and we will be seeing you then.